Still wondering what's Facebook Pixel and how does it work? If that's you, then this video is for you. Hi, I'm Udit Goenka, an entrepreneur, founder, and growth hacker, and welcome to my 0 to 1 Facebook ad series. And in this video, we're gonna talk everything you ever need to know about pixel management, along with my trigger-based pixel growth hack. So make sure that you watch the video till the end. So let's get started. Before you get started with your pixel, the first thing you have to install is Google Tag Manager. Why Google Tag Manager? Because in future you will be installing many more JavaScript and third-party softwares using JavaScript. So we will just use Google Tag Manager to manage all of them. In order to enable Google Tag Manager, simply head to tagmanager.google.com. I'm assuming that you already have a Google account. If you don't, then simply create a new account. Once you do that, you will see this blank canvas. Simply click on create account, type in your name, select your country, then simply type in your URL. I'm going to be creating it for my web, and I'm going to accept the terms and hit yes, and I'm just going to wait for the account to be created. There you go. My account is all created. As soon as you do that, it will give you these two codes. Make sure that you copy these two codes because this is gonna come very, very handy. Now, I'm assuming that you're using WordPress. If you're not using WordPress, then you can simply copy the first piece of code in your head and the second piece of code in your body tag. If you don't have that, if you're not a technical person, and if you have WordPress, then all you have to do is go into your plugins and click on add new plugin. And after you do that, you need to install this plugin known as Header Footer Code Manager. Once you have installed this plugin, then simply head to the plugin and as soon as you do that, you will see snippets like these. How to add them? All you have to do is simply click on add new snippet over here. Now simply type in Google Tag Manager header, and over here we're going to use it site-wise. It's going to be in header and it's going to show in all devices. It's going to be active, and simply copy this code and paste it over here and hit the save button. Now the same thing we're going to do for the footer. Once you have done this, click on add new once again. Now type the same Google Tag Manager footer site-wise, and in this case it will be footer. This is where your body tag will go. Come and copy this. Once you have done this, you will be all set up, and this is exactly how your screen should look like. Now that you have your tag manager set up, it's time to head back to our Facebook Business Manager. If you haven't watched my previous video, then make sure to do that. You can find the link in the description. Now go to data sources, pixels, and click on add. Once you do that, this sweet little modal will pop up, and I'm going to simply write test since I'm just doing it for the sake of this video. And I'm going to type in my URL. This is very important step. Once again, you cannot miss out on this. Now we are going to click on set up pixel. Now the best part is that we already have Google Tag Manager installed. So in this case, what we're going to do is click on add using our partner. We'll click on next and we'll use Google Tag Manager. We'll click on next. Simply log in. Just give it a couple of seconds, and as you can see, the newly account that I had created previously is showing up over here, and I'm going to click on finish setup. As soon as you do that, your account is all set up. I'm going to head back to my tag manager now, just to ensure that the pixels are installed correctly. I'll head to my tags And as you can see, Facebook Pixel is now installed. Now that you have your Pixel installed, it's time for you to add your own account in your Pixel account. In order to do that, simply select your Pixel, click on Add People, and then you will see a bunch of people. Simply select the one that you want to add, and then simply select whether you want to give them admin access or simply view Pixel access. As soon as you do that, you have given them permission to access your Pixel. One of the most common issue that I see with majority of the people is after installing their Pixel, they keep asking, have I installed my Pixel correctly? How can I recognize whether I have put my Pixel correctly, whether it's working, whether it's not working? In order to do that, Facebook has provided with a free Facebook Chrome extension, which is known as Facebook Pixel Helper. You can find the link in the description, or you can simply Google Facebook Pixel Helper and you will see this Chrome extension. Simply install this extension. Once you have done that, now head back to your website, and I'm simply going to refresh my page. As soon as I refresh my page, you might have seen this small trigger pop up that says 1 as notification, and you will see that it shows up my Pixel ID. If you are seeing this, that means you have successfully installed Pixel on your website. Now that you have installed your Pixel successfully, it's time to learn more about something more advanced, which is known as events. What are events? We'll head back to this notification, and when I click on it, you will see something known as page view. Did you know that when you install your Pixel, this was installed by default by Facebook? We'll head back to Tag Manager and we'll do a bit of dig. We'll click on the event tag that was just installed in your Google Tag Manager. Once we do that, you will see something tricky over here. It says track page view. This is exactly what you are firing from your website and letting people know that any visitor who browses your website fire this event known as page view. What are we going to do with these events is something we will be covering in the next video. So make sure that you hit the subscribe button to make sure that you do not miss out the next video, which is going to be very, very crucial before you set up your first Facebook ad. Now, the importance of event is you let Facebook know what incident has happened on your website, which helps you to create a custom event. Now, in this case, what I'm going to do is I'm simply going to visit my About Us page. When I visit my About Us page, you will see something different. You will see that it shows 2 notifications instead of 1, right? When I click on it, it shows About. How did I do that? Now, it's very simple. We'll head back to Google Tag Manager. We'll simply create a new pixel. Once we do that, all you have to do is select custom HTML from here. Now you have that custom HTML. Now this time, all you have to do is write this open script and close script and just type in FBQ track about. That's it. Now, how do you fire this custom event on a different URL? In order to do that, you will see this option known as triggering. Click on triggering, and then if you don't have a new, create a new trigger. For me, it will be on page view, then page URL contains about. That's it. Now your URL can be very different, your event can be very different. Now do not create a ton of events. That's my recommendation. Keep your events as low as possible and only create meaningful events. That is something that you will require. Now, once you have these events created, all you have to do is go back, hit the submit button, and you are all set. Now, when you go back and visit your website, you will see a custom event being triggered. Just a minute ago, you might have seen a weird pop-up or a trigger known as debug that shows on my website. Now, what is this? This is Tag Assistant Chrome extension that is provided by Google. In order to get this and install, which is a very important step, simply Google Tag Assistant by Google. The link should be in the description just in case if you don't want to Google. All you have to do is click on install. Now, when you do that, all you have to do is click on this button and make sure that you enable it. As soon as you enable it and you refresh, you will see this new modal coming in on your website that says debug. If you do not see that right away, then simply visit your tag manager and click on preview. As soon as you do that, you will see this preview mode being enabled on your website. Now, this helps you to debug to understand whether a certain pixel is getting fired or not, and whether you have installed your tag manager or not. In this case, as you can see, this tag is getting fired, but the about us page is not getting fired because I have not asked the about pixel to get fired. Now, if I go to the about page, let's see if that particular pixel is getting fired or not. As you can see, the about pixel that we had just created, a custom event pixel, has triggered, and as you can see, it shows up over here. So having Google Tag Manager can give you a lot of assistance and avoid wasting time. Now that you've understood what are events and how to set up your own events, it's time to have some fun. So I'll show you an amazing growth hack that you can use and implement using Google Tag Manager, and you can trigger custom events on basis of certain condition. Watch very carefully. As I scroll down to about 50% of the screen, the custom event triggers now. How did I do that? Now, it's very simple. Simply head to your Google Tag Manager. Now, all you have to do is first head to variables. Once you are inside variable, click on configure. Now, you can also trigger custom events on the basis of a click. Imagine someone is adding a product to their cart. You can trigger that event. Simply enable these and enable the scroll depth. Now, if you have a specific videos that you want to track as well, you can do that. But in this case, we will simply talk about scrolls and clicks. So simply enable scroll. Once you do that, you will see all of these options being enabled. Now we will head back to our tags. Now previously when we created this pixel, we were triggering it on a specific page. Now instead what we will do is we will trigger it on scroll. In order to do that, simply click and then scroll down until you see scroll depth. Now I want this custom event about to only trigger after someone has seen or read at least 50% of my page. Why do you want to do that? Everyone can click on about us page, but not everyone reads the about us page, right? So in this case, I only want to create a segment of users who has spent enough time on my website. In this case, for me, I'm defining that time as 50% of the scroll. In this case, I want to make sure that it triggers after someone has scrolled down by 50%, and it will only trigger on the about us page. That's it. Once again, once that is done, I'm going to simply save everything and I'm going to hit the submit button. And as soon as that is done, I'll come back on my website and I'll refresh once again. We'll quickly see the debug mode once again opening up. And as you can see, the debug mode right now says the about pixel has not triggered. And as you can see, it is not fired yet. We will simply scroll down and boom, it fires right away after 50% of the scrolling. This is an incredible growth hack to create custom events and different kinds of custom events based on different conditions, based on different criteria. You can segment your audiences to any way that you want, and then you can create custom audiences. So make sure that you do watch the next video because we are going to be talking about custom audience in the next video. I hope you have enjoyed this amazing growth hack that I promised to show you. And if you like this growth hack, then drop your comment and let me know if you've enjoyed this growth hack and if you want me to continue sharing such growth hack in this entire series. Now that you have your pixel set up, make sure that you hit the subscribe and like button in order to ensure that you do not miss out my next video in this exclusive 0 to 1 Facebook ad series. Also, if you're facing any issue, feel free to drop a comment and let me know, and I will personally help you out. So, see you in the next video.